Hello everyone, I am beyond excited to finally announce that Digital Realms D&D is coming back. Yes, you heard that right, we're returning, and Campaign 2 will officially begin January 10th. And trust me, this adventure is going to be bigger, more emotional, more chaotic, and more magical than anything we've done before. And we'd love for you to join us on this journey. Before we dive into what to expect from this season, who's playing what, and how you can get involved, I have a few quick announcements to go through. Firstly, we'll be using the 2024 rules for classes and systems for this campaign. Second, all campaign VODs will be going live on YouTube 1 week after stream. You'll also be able to find them on Spotify and Apple, so you can follow the story wherever you are. Third, we're launching a brand new line of Digital Realm merch featuring our updated logo, and that'll go live the same day as Campaign 2. Finally, we'll be live streaming every 2 weeks from the start date. It'll be a lot more frequent this time around. Now about Campaign 2, let's talk about what to expect. This campaign is going to be heavily roleplay focused. Yes, there'll still be combat and challenges, but our main goal is to tell a deep, character-driven story. You're here for emotions, chaos, drama, dragons, magic, and everything in between. This campaign's going to be for you. Here is a quick breakdown of our homebrew rules that we'll be using throughout the campaign. This is so everyone watching can follow along smoothly, and if you like them, feel free to steal them for your own table. First of all, we do the rule of cool. If it's awesome and makes sense, then why not? Second is hidden death saves. I roll the death saves for players, and I will send the player the result, so that way the table, as well as you guys, the audience, won't know the outcome until it's maybe too late. Healing potions, it's a bonus action to use them, a full action for full HP, and a full action to shove it down someone else's gullet. Next, we have shared initiative combo moves. So 2 players land on the same initiative. We don't do who has the higher dex or anything like that. It's just kept that way. They can choose who goes first, who goes second, or they can choose to go at the same time and do a combo move. This can result in some very powerful combo moments. However, everyone involved in the combo move has to give up their bonus action in order to make it happen. Next, we have our fight or flight system. So like in life, when you get scared, we call it fight or flight, and this affects the frighten mechanic. So when someone tries to frighten you, if you roll a 11 to 20, you are now in the fight response. You only want to solely focus on the threat and nothing else. If you roll a 1 to 10, it's normal frightened. Next, we have our dual wielding. This is for fighters only. So once a fighter ends their first extra attack, they'll lose the bonus action as ability to swing with their offhand. In exchange though, when they get a hit, they'll get a free offhand swing. Next, we have a crit. Feels like a crit. So when a crit happens, all the dice that are rolled are maxed out automatically. But then the players roll those dice again as and add that number on top. Next, we have crit check on saving throws. So this is for moves like fireball and stuff. So when a dex save is done, and if it's a natural 1, that fireball is going to be treated like a crit, and we'll do the crit feels like crit homebrew rule applies to it. However, if they roll a 20, then they try to avoid all damage if possible, like they've just nat 1 that check, as if it was a normal attack. Next, we do our assisting players. Too many times, multiple players have wanted to assist on as a check of some kind, be it investigation, perception, but all it never does is just give advantage to the person doing it, or everyone's rolling and it's taking up way too much time. So instead, what we do, advantage can still be given. However, what we typically favor is everyone's modifiers are added to the roll. This way, if 5 people want to help out as one person, all their modifiers will be added. Now, that includes if someone decides I want to help and they have a negative in that modifier. They just want to be a hindrance. Next comes probably our most complicated homebrew rule, the magic point system. There's a lot to go through here, so please keep with me. So every spell slot equals a magic point in its respective level. A first level spell slot equals 1 magic point, a second level spell slot equals 2 magic points. When casting spells, it's the same that way. Casting a second level spell means 2 magic points being used. Now, why are we doing it this way? I've always found it a bit silly that the fact of, oh, I can't cast this spell at first level because I've run out of first level spell slots and this spell can't be upcast, but I've still got the energy to cast a 9th level spell. That makes no sense. If you've got the energy to cast a 9th level spell, you should have the energy to cast that first level spell. Now, yes, this may open things up to be a little bit broken, but how we're doing our best to counter this with the rest of this homebrew rule. So firstly, Players can't cast past level 9 as normal. If a player decides to cast as multiple 8th level spells in between long rests, they will take a point of exhaustion because these are a bit taxing on the body. If they choose to cast multiple 9th level spells, well then they'll take 2 points of exhaustion past as at that point. Some of the other stuff we've done is the idea of like drawing out as the last bit of your energy to really get a spell going off. So if you've only got 2 spell points left, but you want to cast a 3rd level spell, I'm going to allow it. However, it comes with some consequences. So depending on the level of the spell you're trying to cast, for every spell point you don't have, you're going to be rolling some dice to consume health. For a 2nd and 3rd level spell, you're going to be spending 2d6 per point. For a 4th to 6th level spell, it's going to be 2d8, and for a 7th to 9th level spell, it's going to be 2d10. Again, this is for every spell point they don't have needing to finish off to get there. So again, if they've got 1 spell point and they want to cast a 9th level spell, that's 8 spell points they don't have, so that 2d10 times 8. Now, if they have no spell points left whatsoever, they cannot just use their HP unless their subclass says otherwise. For example, a Blood Wizard. Also, for going into their hit points, they will take a point of exhaustion. Next, we have the final bit of this. What if, when they roll the dice to take hit point damage, and it would take the last of their health? Well, at that point, they now roll a d20. On a 1 to 10, the spell failed, and you fall unconscious, and you didn't finish the cast. On 11 to 20, you managed to finish casting the spell, it went off no problem, but you fall unconscious. So like I say, it's a little bit complicated, but hopefully you understand all that. Next is our final homebrew thing we're doing, and with this one is how you can get involved. Inspiration points. Players can hold up to 5 inspiration points now in this campaign, and me as the DM, I can hold up to 3. Inspiration can be spent on various things like re-rolling, bonus damage, temporary hit points, regaining abilities, boosting initiative, recovering some spell points, and much more. Now for how you guys can get involved in this. You, the community, can directly influence inspiration points. Now I know this is going to sound a little bit money grabby, but we wanted to put a bit of restriction on this. If you tip a minimum of £5 during the stream, or sub during the streams of D&D, you can give an inspiration point to any player of your choosing, including myself. If no name is given during these times, it'll be as we're spinning on a wheel to give it out at random. Now this being said, if everyone is full on inspiration, or the person you choose is full on inspiration, then what will happen is it'll go into a community pot of inspiration to behold. This community pot will be given out at the start of next session, at random. But being in the community pot doesn't mean it's safe. It's only safe if it's on the player, because you guys can also tip a minimum of £5 or subscribe during the D&D streams to remove a point of inspiration from the community pot, or me directly as the DM you can also remove it from. You cannot remove from the players. What inspiration points they have earned, be it through yourselves or me giving them for various reasons, they are safe on the players. The inspiration points on myself or the community pot are not safe, and you're welcome to take those. Now with all that said and done, let's meet the players and their characters. Introducing the cast of Campaign 2. We have a returning Soul playing as Bergai, a monk of the Way of the Ascended Dragon. He was raised by dragons and now he's traveling the world to seek out his own strength and his own destiny. We have Adam playing Haiton Malice. I just want to quickly say, if I butcher any names, dyslexia is a problem and I'm sorry. Names will be down below in the description. But he is playing a Warlock of the Great Wyrm Patron, a homebrew subclass we've made. Something we're excited to show off. Once a delinquent, then a soldier, now chosen as a dragon knight. His past is complicated and his future even more so. Trevor playing as Raine, a druid of the Circle of Spirits. Again, another homebrew subclass that we're excited to show you. A carefree member of the Tyborn clan, spiritually connected to Mizunokami, navigating the responsibilities of clan, family, and fate. We have Khaos playing Averille, a ranger of the Drakewarden tradition. A joyful explorer trained by her father, eager to see the world beyond her home. We have Kitten playing as Nyla, an Artificer of the Alchemist subclass. A brilliant tinkerer raised by the Thieves Guild, driven by curiosity, knowledge, and a past full of heartbreak. And then a new player joining the mix, we have Thomsen playing as Haze Stardust, a Twilight domain cleric. A kind-hearted orphan with a protective spirit, learning about the world while shining light into the darkness around him. So that's just a tease of what's to come. New rules, new characters, new stories, a new realm to explore, and new chaos to unleash. Digital Realms Campaign 2, The Tale of Dragons and Devils, begins January 10th. We'll be streaming every 2 weeks, and we cannot wait to share this new adventure with you all. So pack your spellbooks, sharpen your blades, and prepare yourselves, because the realms are calling once again, and this time we're going bigger than ever. We'll see you on January 10th.